So today topic is method overloading in Java. So let first define it what it is. So when we define multiple method with the same name, say these things should be remembered here, same name, but with different data types are called method overloading. Method overloading is also called static polymorphism because it is resolved at compile time. Okay, these things also be asked in the question. So static polymorphism. So its method overloading is a static polymorphism. So why should we do this? Because the method overloading increase the readability of the programs. So say if say two three methods having the same name but the data type is different, okay, but the data type is different, so that kind of method is called method overloading. Okay, so here when we define multiple method here, so multiple method means with the same name and but the different data types. So different data types, or in some other places you see this different signature, and that type that kinds of method is called the method overloading. Okay, and this is also very important point here. It's a static polymorphism because it is resolved at compile time, not at runtime. Okay, and when it is the method overriding is resolved at runtime, and that is called the dynamic polymorphism. So we will discuss while we study the inheritance. So why use method overloading? So in OOPS, an object contain data and method in a single unit. Sometimes we are required to perform similar operations with different data types. If we use a different function name, then it is a little bit difficult to remember. But when we define more than one method with a similar name, then it is easier to remember and is also reliable. So you see this the like say if I want to calculate the area of say circle maybe, and say area of square, or say area of rectangle. So you see this all this common here. So instead of writing the area of circle, area of square, area of rectangle, we define the method name here area, and the data type that passed it must not be same, okay, in each and every method here. So we will see this in example there. So let's see, there is a here is an example here. So here the class name is summation here. Now ABC and double xyz. So here this is the method name here, one method here, and there is another method. See, the name is same here, sum and sum here, but the data type it pass here, it is passed as int here, and it is passed as int here, and it is passed as double and double. If that say another method, if another method it like say sum, if int say here int say any value you can take int x comma int y. If say some coding is there, but this will not be done because this will give an error, because it's already defined here int and int. But yes, if you give here another say int value here, say z, it will take, because it's has a different signature here. So here one more parameter is there, but here is two parameters, so it will take. But if another method with the two parameter with the similar data type, say here the integer and integer, if the integer here, so this will not be done here. So data type must be different, or the signature must be different. You see here the int m here and int n here double m and double n, so it should not be same here. Like it could be like this, if it is say if it is right like say intm, it's okay, and double n, so it will be okay. But if it is both int then it will not be okay. So once it is defined in any method or any data any that signature there, so that signature will not pass in any other method here. Okay, So let's see one example here, the full example I have written here. Okay, here the area of calculator here. Look guys here very carefully, and you can understand all the concept here. Actually it should be here string. ARGS is not there, okay. And here the program will start from here, area calculator. This is the class name, and this is the object, and this is the constructor here. We know that the constructor. Now here it is passed here 5,6 and 5.0. When it is passed at 5,6, so these two value is integer type, okay. Two value is integer type, int type. Now here you see this is a method here, one method here, this is another method here, and this is another method with the same name here. See, the name is same here, area, area and area. But the data type here, you see this intx here two data types, two parameter is there, intm and intn, and here the double. So here single, here single means here int here, and here double. It can it will be taken, but if it is int and int, then it will not take. Okay, only one method will define with the same with that parameters, that, and in any other methods that particular signature will not be there. So if this area here, like say if it is like a void area, if it is like say int say a comma int b, then it will not be taken, okay. It will not be run here because it's already defined here, okay. It's already defined here, intm comma intn, okay. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now here here the area, here another area, another area. So name is same here. As I have defined here, as I have defined the method here, the same name, okay. You see the same name but different data types, okay. Different data types that pass as a parameter here, or as a signature here. So here intx, intm comma intn, and here see the difference here, only one here. Here two data types, similar types, but yes here two, and here the one data type but is different data types. One parameter is here but different data types. Now here when it pass here int x, when it pass, if any, if like see here 0.0, so if here it is ob dot area, so which method will call it? This method will call, because when you when it see that 5.0, it automatically take this the double, so the area of circle will be called. So if I call here ab dot area here, ab dot area 5, then which method will be called? This method will be called, because here so here it is not dot 0 here, so this method will be called. Let's I will create this thing in the Eclipse IDE, okay. Now let's first create the package here. So today is Java 10 package. Java day 10. Okay, let's create this three method there, okay. So now here I have defined, you see this the area here, so void area intx, and this is the for the area of square calculation. So let's here I'll define it here, void, okay, and then area, and then intx. Okay, now there is no error. I don't know why that error was happened there. Okay, let's see. So I have to define this as this s equal to x, okay, s equal to x, and then the what is the AR, that is area 1 here, and s into s, the area of a square is the side square, okay. Now you give the printing here, sys out, and the I like here area of square equal to AR1. Okay, now this is the first method I have created with a single here int x, and now another methods I am going to create with the similar name, the method name here area, and I will pass the two variable here. Say I'll pass here say x and int y, that is, and here I can define here L equal to x, okay, that for the length, and the for breadth is b equal to y here. Okay, now if the similar name is if the similar name of the parameter there, if it is say L and if it is say b, so here I'll just now I'll give the similar name here, so I'll give the here L and I'll give the b here. So here I have to define the I have to assign the value here L and value here b, but yes, when these two variable, the instance variables and the local variable is same, so you have to put it here this keyword. Okay, so this keyword will assign this L value to this L value, that is the instance variables, and here you have to also give this here this dot b. Okay, now the area of rectangle is linked into breadth, okay, LB, and now you print it out, this out, and the area of rectangle equal to AR1. Okay, now I'll define another method with a similar name, and it will pass the value as double here, double, and this R here, double R, then I have to define this dot R equal to R. Now the area of circle is, the formula is pi r square. Okay, so here the variable here I have defined AR2 here, so here AR2, and then pi value you can write it here math dot pi. Okay, so here you see this math dot pi and into R into R, R into R. Okay, now I will print it out, this out, and area of circle equal to AR2. Now here you see this, I have defined three methods. One method here is the for a square, area of a square, and it will take one parameter here, and here it is two parameter, and the int two int parameter here, integer, and here it is one parameter but it is double. If it is int, then it will not be taken. Like say if I define it here int, if I define it here as int, so it will give an error. You see this, it will come here red here, and it will also get red here. So what is the here duplicate method here you see this area int in type area calculator. So duplicate methods that similar kind of the data type will not be taken. So you have to give the similar type of the data. Okay, the similar type of data types, not the similar. Okay, now let's call these methods here. How can I call it? So here I will call these methods. First of all, I have to create the objects of this class. Okay, and here say let's area, so area calculator, then ob equal to new keyword here, and then the constructor here, you have to call the constructor here, and the semicolons. Now say if I call here say ob ob.area and I'll pass only say 10 here. Okay, I'll pass 10 here, not 10.0. See what is the which method will call here. So this particular method will call because this is integer data here. This is an integer data. Let's first run it and then you can see that what is happening here inside it. See, the area of a square is calling here. Now I'll not change any value here. I'll just put it here 10.0 here 10.0. So which method will call? This method will call. This method will not call because here point means it become double. Okay, let's run this programs here again, and the output is here. You see this the different output is here. You see this is the different output. It's the area of circle is calling here. Okay, area of circle is calling. So here area of circle, you see this so when you give the different data types here, so at the time of when it is compile time, it's a compile time polymorphism or okay, static polymorphism here. So I have defined that polymorphism, that poly means many and morph means shape. Okay, so here you see the different shape here, that means different data type it takes as an input here. Okay, another example here, I'll create one class here. So I'll give here summation. The name of the class is summation here, and now I need to create first the method here. So I will create 2 or 3 methods. Let's 2 methods, 3 methods I am going to create here. So first I will create the void here and then sum, same method here. So sum here, so I will pass here 2 variables, x comma int y. I'll first here I'll define it here x comma y comma z. Okay, and then I'll define here double x1 comma y1 comma z1. Now here I have taken 2 variables here. Okay, and 2 variables I will assign this. First is this dot x equal to x. Okay, and then this dot y equal to y, and then the z equal to x plus y. Okay, z equal to x plus y. So now I'll print it here, sys out. So I'll give this here sum 1. Okay, that's that will distinguish sum 1 equal to what is the variable here, z, semicolons. So first function I have defined here. First function I have defined here, first method inspect, and now I'll define another method with the same name here. Okay, but different data types. So here I'll take here 3 variables. Okay, so I'll take here 3 variables method. Okay, now z here, and then I'll define it here, say another variable for summation. So I'll define this int s, and then this dot x equal to x semicolon, then this dot y equal to y semicolon, and then this dot z equal to z semicolons, and now s equal to x plus y plus z. So here I have defined 3 parameters here, and that 3 parameters additions of that numbers, and now I'll print it out here, sys out. When you type it sys out, you just press control and space. Okay, control and space bar, it will just type it out automatically, system.out.println. Okay, you don't need to type the whole thing here. Now here sum 2 here, I'll write here sum 2 equal to, and here I'll write it here is, because I have taken only 3 variables here, so I have already defined all 3 variables, so I have taken one more variables here in which the summations of these 3 numbers will be there. Now say this is the methods. Now I'll define here the main methods. You can define the main method somewhere else also. Let's see, I'll define one more class here, and here I'll here sum call method. Okay, so here I'll call the sum method. Okay, and here I will do this the public static void main here. Now I will call the I will just create the object of this class. Okay, here the summation class, so I'll write here summation. So when you press control space, it will give you automatic the name of that here. So here you see this the package name here. So there are different summations in this different package here. So which summations you want? I want this day 10, so day 10 will be here. So automatically it is the package here. So now I'll create the object of this. So here ob equal to new, and then summation, I'll call it again. This is the constructor. Okay, now I have created one object of that. So if I'll do this like ob dot sum, if I'll do this ob dot sum, and I will take these 3 variables or 3 parameters method here, 3 parameters method. Yeah, this is the 3 parameters method. So here I will provide here say 50, and then I will provide sorry, I'll provide here say 60 here, and then I'll provide here say 30. So which method it will call? It will call this method. Okay, it will call this method. Okay, it will call this method, and when I'll run it here, say I'll run it here. So the sum 2 here, you see this what is the value here, what will be the value here? 50 plus 60 plus 30. So 50 plus 60 is 110, and then plus 30, so it will be the 140. Okay, so this is how you can define the method in one class, and you can call in another class. Okay, you can call in another class. Here I have defined that. Here I have defined 2 methods here with a similar name. The name is same here, and here I will define here the sum here again that, and I'll call here I'll call with this with the help of this class objects here. So this is how you can call. Now what will happen? What will happen if say the return type here? See, I have given the void return type. Okay, here also I have given the void here, void here, void here, and here I have also given the void. So what will happen if the type is different here? Okay, the type is different. So the type, if type is different, say what will happen here? So why method overloading is not possible by changing the return type of method only? So what will happen here? Say static int add int a comma int b, and here it will add that a plus b, it will return as an integer, and here it will return as a double, but the data type here it is passed is different, not different here, the similar kind of data type it is passed. So the compiler will get confused here, and it will give some error here. Let's check it out, this particular program here. Let's check it out. So I'll just convert these two variables to two kinds of the two variables, similar variables here, and I'll just remove these here, and okay, this will be okay. It's no issue here. So I'll just here change it, and you see here the problem is here, it will not take, oh sorry, now data types I'll just change it. Okay, data types I'll change it. I'll give it here int, and the return type, and I'll define it here double. So these two values I need to be here, I'll just return this value. Okay, and return here z. Okay, return here z, and I will also define here in again the return z here, return z here. But the problem is here, you see this, the problem is here that it will not be here the duplicate method. So if you define the different data type, obviously the here the different data type here, different return types, sorry, different return types, here the return type is int and here the return type is double. But you see this similar, the data type here, the parameter or the signature of the method is similar here, so it will not be taken here. If I call the method here, if I call the method here, let's I'll just I'll call this method here, I'll call this method. So what will happen here if I'll call? So it will give an error. It will give an error. So here it is no output here, because this here the error is here. It's already here. Why it is here? Because int x comma int y. If these kind of things happen, then the ambiguous things happen here. So the compiler get confused. Okay, compiler see this the return type, this different return type, but when it is passed as a parameter here int x comma, now if you say if you say this, okay, I'll not define x here, I'll define a here. Okay, no issue with this, no issue with this. So I'll define it here a, no issue with this. You see this, the error will remain here. So the variable name you give any variable name, that will not differ any output here. So the answer here, you see this, the error, what is the error? Duplicate method int. Now if I'll change it from int to double, if I'll change it int to double, now obviously this is not double obviously. So here let's see, just I'll comment it. Now the error is gone here. So you see the different data types here, but the return type is not similar. So in the Java, the when it's come to the return type, or the dissimilar kind of return types, or the in say method overloading is not possible with changing the return type of the method. Okay, so if I'll change the return type here, you see this return type here int here, and here it is double. Obviously here static keyword is that here when you give a static keyword in front of any method or any variables, so it need not require any object here, you can call directly here. So when it is called, it is ambiguity. Here compiler get confused here, because here 2020 here is a similar data types int a, int b, int a, int b, so it will get confused. Now this question is will be there in your interview maybe, and this is very much asked in the interview, this kind of the questions here. There is another questions will be asked in that interview, so I'll give that. So can we overload Java main methods? Okay, Java main method, but yes, by a method overloading you can have any number of main methods in a class by method overloading, but JVM call main method which receive string array as an arguments. Let's see the simple example here. You have to see the test overloading here, the method here public is static void main, here the string args and main with string args, public static void main, here is string arg, but here it is no not array here. So here the parameter is not as an array, here the simple string here, and then here public static void main. So which method will call? This method will be called. So this is a very important questions will be asked in the interview. So now I have concluded all the method overloadings, and so method overloading is that the similar name or the same name as the same name if the different methods there but similar name with the different data types, that is what the the method overloading is that. Okay.